What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review, and this time we're taking a look at The Raven, partially based off the Edgar Allan Poe short story of the same name. The Raven is the second collaboration of horror films to star Béla Lugosi and Boris Karloff. Alright, so the overall plot line of The Raven is this. Béla Lugosi plays this mad surgeon named Richard Volin, who is obsessed with the workings of Edgar Allan Poe to the point where he recreates torture chambers and torturous devices that were based off Edgar Allan Poe's work. In so doing, he comes into the presence of this killer played by Boris Karloff named Bateman, and together they hatch this plan to kill this man named Judge Thatcher because Volin happens to have an infatuation with Thatcher's daughter. And this is something that Judge Thatcher doesn't quite approve of. Alright, that is the overall story of The Raven. Now, how do I feel about this movie? I like The Raven. I think this is a very enjoyable movie. I think when compared to The Black Cat, I like that movie a little bit better than The Raven, but overall, I kind of like these movies on an equal playing field for different reasons. While The Black Cat had a more serious tone to it, The Raven to me has a more fun, diabolical tone to it. And a lot of that has to do with Béla Lugosi's performance as the character of Olin. Lugosi is gleefully over the top in this movie, and you can tell that this man is just having a ball playing this eccentric scientist, this eccentric doctor who has an infatuation with this girl, and when he can't get what he wants, he pretty much devises a plan to kill not only her fiance but her father as well, while using a serial murderer as his patsy in a way. And he does this by mangling the character Bateman's face, and then pretty much cons him into saying, "Hey, listen, I mangled your face this way so that way you could be at my beck and call. If once you help me with my plan, then I'll fix you up and then I'll fix you up." Lugosi, Volin is just a complete sadist type of character. Lugosi's having a good time playing the role. He's enjoyably over the top, and I like the performance. Lugosi's very, very fun in this movie. He's really good at playing a sadist and a man who is just a sadist and also full of just vanity and self-admiration. I give Lugosi a lot of credit as the character of Volin. I thought he was a lot of fun. Boris Karloff, who played the character of Bateman, I thought Karloff in this role was actually really good. You know, the character of Bateman, he is a murderer, a murderous fugitive who is on the run. He runs into Volin like I said, he runs into Volin with the intent to get a facial makeover, so that way he can pretty much restart a new life and pretty much give up his murderous ways. The movie tries to make Bateman into a sympathetic character, but I think it fails mainly because the man's a murderer. And Volin actually describes some of the things that Bateman has done, and Bateman is not really a sympathetic character when you look at it. Like, he's really not. But the movie really tries to make him sympathetic, and at the end of the movie, it really tries to make him a reluctant hero in a way, when he overall saves Jean and her fiance Jerry from being crushed to death. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, Boris Karloff's performance as the character is really, really good, but the character of Bateman, you know, his past is very, very heinous, and the things he's done is very despicable. I kind of find it hard for me to latch onto this guy, even when he gets a mangled face. I think the movie, in terms of a writing, with the character of Bateman, you could have handled it a little bit more better, or I could have been more sympathetic to this character. Maybe ease up on him being a murderer, and I would have been able to latch onto him better, and I would have been rooting for him more to stop Volin, to be honest with you. But hey, it is what it is. We didn't really necessarily get that. The actress who plays Jean, I thought she was fine in her role. The actor who plays Jerry was okay, and the actor who played her father, Judge Thatcher, he was fine in their roles as well. Like the three main supporting cast members, they fit their roles well, but just like The Black Cat, I don't find their performances nor their characters to be any at all interesting. I mean, the story of Volin having an infatuation with this girl Jean, also having a infatuation with Edgar Allan Poe, to the point where he recreates torturous devices from Poe's works. Yeah, that whole concept is very interesting and very, very good. But overall, I just think I just think those three supporting characters are just underwritten, and I find them to be just very bland and very boring. And to me personally, they're the most uninteresting parts of the movie. Just like with the Black Cat, the best parts of the movie are Lugosi and Karloff. They have very good on-screen chemistry with one another. And in the Black Cat, Karloff was the villain, Lugosi was the hero. In this movie, it's the exact opposite. Lugosi's the villain, and Karloff is the hero, though he's a hero with a villainous side, that is also a villain in his own right. I mean, the dynamic in the movie is is much, much different and could have been handled a lot better. But the acting and performances, fantastic between Lugosi and Karloff. I liked it a lot. I liked the recreation of the torture traps. I thought they were very, very creative and they're really cool. The whole idea of Volan being obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe to the point where he recites his works verbatim, I thought that was very interesting as well. And you can see that this movie has a very, very Edgar Allan Poe-like inspiration to it. Now, even though it's based off of one of Poe's more famous poems, being The Raven, the movie itself bears little resemblance to his source material. And the only reason why this movie is based off an Edgar Allan Poe works is the many references to Poe's work, and the fact that Volan's entire character revolves around his obsession with Edgar Allan Poe. Other than that, The Raven, from a plot structure and a plot standpoint, bears absolutely no resemblance to the actual Raven poem. But to the movie's credit, for what it does present, I found it to be very, very entertaining, and I enjoyed it immensely. I liked the performances by Lugosi and Karloff. I thought they were great. Lugosi's a fun villain, and Karloff did the best he could to make the character of Bateman likable, despite the murderousness of his character. And as I also mentioned, the three main supporting characters, I found them to be bland, but overall, they're okay. At least the actors were trying to give them some sort of personality. And and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was digging the whole subplot of Volan being infatuated with the girl Jean. That was fine, and I did like the whole opening and the reason why Volan is infatuated was because the opening of the movie pretty much has him saving Jean's life, and that's where he becomes infatuated with the girl. So, yeah, and the rest of the movie, hey, listen, it is what it is. The movie doesn't really get interesting till you get to the third act of the movie, where everyone's trying to survive these torturous chambers. The other two acts of the movie is just story progression and build up, but it's mostly held together by Lugosi and Karloff's by Lugosi and Karloff's just co-leadness to it. Anyway, yeah. Those are my thoughts on The Raven. I like this movie. I enjoyed it. Recommend it. Quick watch. It's only an hour, so it's really, really fast. End of the day, grade, going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It is good, and I like it. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on The Raven. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.